are not men. We're not men. And I'm so tired every time the conversation comes up about how we can be better as women, whether that's fitness, our health, looking put together, and keeping up with ourselves and our appearance. Every time those conversations come up, there's always multiple women who are like, well, men don't have to do that. Why are you telling me I should look put together all the time? Men can walk around looking like this and smelling like that, even when it comes to health and fitness. I saw a girl say, me being unfit, me being fat pretty much, is my Uno reverse on the men who was able to have beer bellies and be fat and still had a wife and a family. Like, what? What are you talking? An Uno reverse on men? We're talking about your health. Your health is for you and only affects you, my dear. Like, what? I never said my dear in my life. That's how like upsetting this is. Cause what? Like, what are we talking about? Even when I talk about always looking put together, keeping up with yourself, do your hair, do your nails, do your lashes, wear something cute, put on some gloss and mascara just because. I always get the, well, guys can walk around and look like crap and da-da-da-da. Okay, and good for them. We are not men. I do not live by men's standards in the sense of, oh, they can do this and they can't do that, so that means I can do this and I can't do that. No, we are different, and that is okay. I feel like it's become like taboo to admit that men and women are different, but we're different. There's nothing wrong with that. And I'm tired of people bringing up men when we're talking about how to be better as women. You have women saying we should be fit, we should keep up with ourselves, and other women are combating that for the sake of not pleasing a man. Like, I feel like we've taken the decenter men to a level that it should have never gotten to. Because what are you talking, like, what are
That is exactly what it is because even though a lot of women don't want to admit it, they are basically in competition with men to try to figure out how it is that they can get back at men because maybe they got something in their childhood, or maybe it was a father in their life and he told her that she was something wrong with her, or maybe she got broken up with, or maybe she thought she was a baddie and then somebody bust her down and then left her for the streets. I don't know what it is, but for whatever reason, this rebellious spirit has extended over to you guys. And we've seen it more in just this conversation because I've been paying attention to the conversation. We've seen it more in just that. It's just a rebellious spirit. Now, here's the other side of it, right? We've seen this rebellious spirit even in things political, even in things when it comes to relationships, even in things when it comes to their children. I'll give you a few examples. Follow me here and tell me if you've heard this one. We are going to be friends. We are going to vote for, we are going to stand for liberal policies, even though it means deleting babies, my body, my choice. Or tell me if you've heard this one. I don't really care. I can do better by myself and I'm willing to break up my family, even though I know it's going to affect the children that I say that I love. Or we can lean into this one. We stand for these liberal policies and our best friends are gay people and gay men in particular, but we hate being with men that are down low. Or our best friends, same narrative, our best friends are these people and we advocate for them and we advocate for liberal policies. But man, why y'all got to be competing in my daughter's sports? Or man, what are you doing inside of my bathroom? But then men say, oh, wait a minute, we don't want this to be y'all because this is not something that happens to us. We don't see women coming into men's bathrooms. We don't see women trying to compete in men's sports because we are fundamentally different. But it's just a rebellious spirit that has been placed upon a lot of these women. And I'm not going to say all because we know that women aren't a monolith. And there are some awesome women that's in our lives. But it's a rebellious spirit that is extended to them to where they have been in competition with men and things that they are going to lose. So the things that society, I'm going to say this again just to make sure that I continue to beat this society all head. And I'm saying this also for the guys because y'all don't need to be in competition with women. this T app shit, and I'm glad that they started to leak the information of all of the people that signed up for it, including y'all driver's license information and all of that, because y'all shouldn't be on that app in the first place. That's some gossip girl shit, in my opinion. But every single time that I see guys, see women that do something that they don't like, then they got to get in competition with these hoes instead of continuing to do what you do. We winners. We don't have time to continue to do female shit. And so when I seen a lot of guys, yeah, can't wait to get the females on that app. It's like, nigga, you just told me you wasn't really having sex. So what the fuck what do you care about whether or not there's some hoes on the app? The only thing you got to do is be running your race. And as long as you running your race, then you're being successful collectively, because the best thing that we need is for individually people to pick up the trash off their own lawn. I'm speaking metaphorically, but I'm talking figuratively to you. Meaning that if you focus on being great, guys often at times come to me and they say, Anton, what can I do to add value because you've changed my life, or you did this, or I've joined a Patreon, I made a lot of money. I said, the only thing that you got to do for me is continue to be great for you. The only thing you need to do for me is to continue to be an awesome version of you. And the reason that I say that is because when you are collectively a part of the group, the best way for you to add value is to be valuable. So I understand that men are individually different from women. We have pros and we have cons. The cons are that nobody gives a fuck if we don't win. There's a hierarchy and we are slotted accordingly depending on most of the time, not only, but most of the time, our ability to provide and protect, our ability to bring in resources, our ability to be resourceful, our ability to be successful, our ability to be the pillars of our community and to show masculinity with our families. That is how we are judged in society. That is how women determine whether or not they want to be with us. Now, that don't mean that you can't get no chicks. That don't mean that you can't get no box, but it doesn't mean that your children is also going to have a great future, because you can't stop them from taking out student loans because you don't have the ability to make sure that you can pay for them. You see what I'm saying? So the cons is that there is no safety net. The pro is that there is no safety net, which means that we got to compete. We got to win. We got to compete amongst each other. We got to win in society. And that's how we win at life. It is what it is. It's not the game that we asked to be a part of. It's what we was born into. That's society. Conversely, with women, you can't compare yourself to men. And I'm glad that women are starting to experience this rebellious spirit, because they are trying to justify the fact that they are not meeting the expectations as women by saying, well, men don't have to do it, or men do this. But you're not a man. And more importantly, you're not judged by the same standards as a man. Because even if you are in that thing, you would still fail. And I don't even understand the argument of this is your get back to. You're not hurting nobody but yourself. That's A. B, you're hurting your ability to find the men that you want in your life. And then C, who are you getting back at? It's not like you was ever with that person. You're just talking about a stereotypical person that your mama loved and your grandpa did, and your grandmother loved the draws off of him too. So when women are now trying to hold other women accountable, what you see is they are running into the same brick walls when they trying to get them to collectively be better as individual women, which would make them better as a group. And so now women are basically saying, well, the men don't have to do it, or the men can do this, or the men can do that. You not us. And more importantly, we got our own fight to fight. You know what I'm saying? So you don't want to fight the fight that we got, and we don't want to be like y'all. And I think that it is great that we are now starting to get back to the core of gender roles. Women are women, men are men, and there are no just we are all the same and I want a partner. No, we got different standards, different expectations. And I'm glad that women are starting to hold women accountable. Let me know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon link is in the description. Teach Hanley 40% off your first order plus 20% off of life. Always like the link back to the content creator. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'm gonna holler at y'all later. Peace.